All right, the 49ers are on the practice field on Wednesday. It's Rams week 3. 49ers head to SoFi Stadium for the week 3 game against the Rams. And so the 49ers injury report doesn't look bad at all. Of course, Christian McCaffrey is out for the next 3 games at least, as he is on injured reserve with the Achilles tendonitis and the calf strain. The only 49ers player who is not practicing, 49ers player on their right now 52-man roster, is Deebo Samuel. He has a calf strain, so he will not be out there for this game, probably the next game. Kyle Shanahan was asked about Deebo Samuel, and like McCaffrey has the Achilles tendonitis and the calf strain. It was originally just reported as a calf strain during training camp. Shanahan says that there's no Achilles issues with Deebo Samuel. So we'll see how that progresses. Again, Kyle Shanahan said that he expects Deebo Samuel out for a couple of weeks. So that'd be this game and then the Patriots game the following week. 49ers after that would be the October 6th game against Arizona. That's also the game where Ricky Pearsall is eligible to come off of the non-football injury list. We'll see how that progresses. But everybody else on the 49ers is full practice, and that includes Talanoa Hufanga. And Talanoa Hufanga, he tore his ACL last season. What that did was that gave Jair Brown some opportunities to play, and he played a lot last season, got some valuable experience, and now Brown is certainly a starter, long-term starter for the 49ers. Hufanga, a very good chance, it sounds like, that he'll be back in the 49ers lineup this week. What Kyle Shanahan said about Hufanga was that they have missed him. He has a big playability, a lot of interceptions. Of course, was a All Pro selection, first team All Pro selection in his first full season as a starter back in 2022. He got injured last year, so that should be a big help for the 49ers. Shanahan complimented his communication skills back there, which is easier said than done. Let me try that one again. His communication skills back there and his ability to fly sideline to sideline and make plays. So if everything goes as expected, 49ers expect Hufanga back in the lineup. Hey, once again, thank you for checking out my YouTube channel. Please subscribe, like, comment. I appreciate everything that all the people have come to my channel here, and let's keep this thing rolling. Without McCaffrey, without Samuel, of course, that means that guys are going to have to step up. Brandon Aiyuk talked about that he feels like he's rounding into shape, and he said felt like he looked a lot better on film in week 2 compared to week 1. He talked about his blocking was better in the run game. And also he said his feet were better. And Shanahan said that there were probably about 4 pass plays that could have gone to Aiyuk if it weren't for other breakdowns, either in protection or a busted route by another wide receiver. So Aiyuk seems to think that things are getting there. Certainly the stats through 2 games, 71 yards receiving, is not up to the level of his expectations or anybody else's expectations. He averaged 84 yards a game last year as a receiver. So without McCaffrey and Samuel, Shanahan was asking about maybe the thought that puts more on Brock Purdy, that he'll be asked to do a lot more, and does Purdy, run the risk of trying to do too much without those key members of the 49ers offense around. And what Shanahan said was that nothing changes as far as what they ask of Purdy to do. They ask him to run the play that's called, nothing more, nothing less. And if that first option isn't there, you have to determine, do you scramble, do you throw it away, whatever. So nothing really changes as far as that goes, other than the game plan. Without McCaffrey on the field, without Deebo Samuel on the field, they won't be able to do some of the plays that are designed specifically for those 2 players and those 2 players' unique skill sets. Through the first 2 games, I don't know if you've noticed, the 49ers have done fewer play action passes. Again, Shanahan addressed that, and he said that was done for schematic reasons. In the first game of the season against the Jets, they did run the ball 38 times. So, of course, that's going to limit the number of pass attempts. But he said going up against the Vikings, you don't get a whole lot of play action if the defense is running a 6-man front, and also because of the variety of blitzes that the Vikings draw up. It kind of factored into the game plan of the 49ers not dialing up as many of those types of plays. Um, this is the first time the 49ers have faced the Rams without Aaron Donald being on the Rams team, kind of controlling the defensive line, controlling the trenches there for the Rams. Shanahan said it is a different thing to be game planning for a Rams defense without Aaron Donald. He said it's been 99% of the 49ers brain power is just how do you deal with Aaron Donald? I don't know if he picked that number randomly, but 99, of course, is the number that Aaron Donald wore so well with the Rams. He'll be a first ballot Hall of Famer in 4 years. No roster moves as of yet. For the 49ers, like I mentioned, they have 52 guys on their 53-man roster, so they do have an open roster spot that I'm sure they'll fill here in the near future. Shanahan was asked about Jacob Cowing after the muff punt on Sunday. Will he be back returning punts? The answer appears to be yes. He just said it was one muff punt. They certainly don't want that to continue, but he feels like Cowing has been about as natural of a catcher fielder of punts that he's seen. So he let one get away from him, and Shanahan said everyone has a muff punt here and there. They just hope that that's the end of it. Of course, the 49ers do have a very reliable guy on the practice squad, Trent Taylor, in case they do need someone to eventually return punts in place of Jacob Cowing. So the other thing would be he talked about the block punt. So basically, it sounded like with the 49ers mix up on special teams against the Vikings, what they tried to do was catch the Vikings not sleeping, but just kind of catch them off guard with a quick snap on the punt. It ended up fooling the 49ers more than it fooled the Vikings. So basically said that the inside guy, which was Robert Beal, got a bit of a late start, and the outside guy, Demetrius Flanagan-Fowles, was a little bit too wide. So there was just a mix-up that allowed that rusher, C.J. Ham, to come in from the Vikings, block the punt. Of course, that was one of the key plays in this game against the Vikings. So the 49ers, 1-1, head to the Rams, SoFi Stadium. There will be a lot of red in the stands in that game. The Rams are 0-2, trying to avoid their first 0-3 start since 2011, when they were, of course, the St. Louis Rams. Brandon Aiyuk said that, yes, the Rams are desperate, but the 49ers feel desperate too, as they want to stay above the 500 mark entering the fourth week of the season. So that's the quick wrap up from 49ers land in Santa Clara on Wednesday, and we'll be back at you with more updates. Once again, please subscribe, tell a friend, like, comment, do everything else, and we'll be back at you with another 49ers update soon.